Welcome to Break Free to Brilliance podcast, where heart centered entrepreneurs, visionaries, and the everyday heroes in your backyard are helping the world break free to live life more purposefully, one story at a time. I am Seema Giri, your host, an award winning author, entrepreneur, and holistic lifestyle strategist. Today's show is sponsored by Uplift Media. For strategies on how to break free to your brilliance and get your free gift, 10 Ways to Live a Dynamic Life, visit seemagiri.com. Our special guest today is Elle Ballard, founder of Women of the World Network. And today's topic is going to be recharge, refill, and thrive. Elle, thank you so much for joining us on my podcast today, Break Free to Brilliance. It's so wonderful to have you.
Thank you so much, Seema, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So before we jump into the exciting interview with you, I just want to do a quick grounding exercise for all of us and our listeners. So let's close our eyes. Take in a few deep breaths. And with every exhale, just let go of any stress, any anxiety that has come up before this interview. Just let it all out. Inhale, calmness, energy, and exhale any stress. And before we got here, we had a lot of things to do, and we have a lot of other commitments and appointments after this. But right now, we're just going to be here and present. So with every breath, become more present. And bring your attention to your heart now. You might even want to put your hand on your heart and just see what you're called upon to share with us today. And for our listeners, just tune in to your heart to see what is it that you need to hear today. We're not here together just by accident. We're all here together for a reason. So what is it here that we're here to share, and what is it that we need to hear? And with the next breath, you can open your eyes.
Very nice.
Wonderful. So, Elle, when you were doing the meditation, what was called upon your heart to share with us today?
Just share authentically, everything that I do today, and really answering the questions, from the heart, and having this conversation from the heart. And hopefully it resonates with our listeners, with your listeners, and hopefully it empowers them or excites them in some way.
Wonderful. Well, why don't we start with you telling us a little bit about yourself?
Mm-hmm. Sure. First of all, thank you so much, Seema, again, for having me here with your listeners on your podcast. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Elle. Just like Seema said, I'm originally from Kazakhstan. I was born and grew up in Kazakhstan, which used to be part of USSR. So my native language is Russian. I came here in 2002. And I used to live in Houston. And actually, this month marks my 2 years in California.
Wonderful. So, Elle, you are an amazing entrepreneur, and you run a networking group called Women of the World Networking Group. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Women of the World Network is a multicultural community for women worldwide, and we attract two layers, kind of three tiers. So one is women newcomers into the country. Second one is women who are settled here, like myself, have been living here almost 20 years. And then third tier is local women wanting to connect to multicultural community. And I wanted to create something unique, something authentic, where we all come together and we share, because I have been through that transformational journey when I moved here. So I wanted to create this circle where we can just come together, share our accents, share our backgrounds, and learn from each other and empower each other.
That's wonderful, and that's such a key. I remember growing up when we moved to the States, when we had moved to Amherst, Massachusetts, there was a similar organization, more family oriented, where they would help acclimate and you get to make friends and get to know each other and really have a support group. So this is similar to that. It really reminds me of that. So what is what are the benefits of joining Women of the World Network?
Yeah, sure. So we have kind of three different areas where we focus on. So one of them is personal growth. And this morning we actually had one of our masterminds, member masterminds. So as part of the personal growth that we focus on, we do have masterminds. We have accountabilities where we help each other with whatever goals our women have. We help hold each other accountable, and accountability is so key, right? When you don't feel that you're going through it alone. So we have those in place. We are launching working on university as well, which will be an educational, an additional part of our trainings, which I'm very excited about. That's when it comes to personal growth. The other part of it is business growth. Majority of our women are business owners. They have their own businesses. Some of them have several businesses. So we do provide support there as well through our business expos that happen every 2 months right now, through the networking events that we arrange for them, and then we're working on additional channels to help our women promote their products through. And the third one is diversity. So we, it's just beautiful. I love hearing all the different accents and just the different experiences that we have. It's a wealth of all the different knowledges and backgrounds and experiences that we all share together. And some meetings have ladies from different cultures. Each chair is occupied by a different lady. So it's, you know, creating that rainbow of different countries and colors and backgrounds and flags, if you would. So yeah, so those are the three tiers that we kind of combine everything around. And so everything, including the masterminds, the chapter attendance, is included into the benefits being a member. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. It's kind of like traveling the world without having to leave to go anywhere.
That's true.
You can really, yeah, you can really get great insight and learn a lot about the culture. As a matter of fact, you can talk to one of these ladies before even going anywhere. So then you can have a better experience and get that. You know, before we used to buy all these books to learn about the natives, learn about the local cultures, what's good, what's not, where to go visit, and what are the key things to know before going. So you can just have a conversation with them here before doing that. That's really wonderful.
That's great.
Alvin, yeah. So whenever we start an organization or as an entrepreneur, we always have some kind of a vision and expect certain results. So since you've started Women of the World Network, what is that one result that you got that maybe you didn't even think about?
That's a great question. I think one of the great results, or I would call it maybe confirmations, that I received since I've started it, is that this is a community that is welcomed and needed. And the feedback that I'm getting and the confirmations that I'm getting from the community, from our members, our attendees, our visitors, doesn't matter, is something that is needed in the community and something that can truly, you know, empower women, multicultural women, immigrant women, because I went through it myself, and I will always go through it myself being an immigrant in this country, you know, the double advantage is a key in the big angle where everybody is going through who is a newcomer in this country. And that's where it all really comes from. But that's a great question. That's the first thing that came to my mind answering that.
No, wonderful. That's great. And you are nationally, how many chapters do you think you have all across the U.S.?
So I think we have close to 10 or a little over 10 right now, actually probably over 10. So we just launched Brentwood, California, and Berkeley, California as well. So 2 chapters here in California. And then we are always looking for ladies to partner with, to co-partner, to collaborate. We are, big about collaboration, because when we all collaborate, and we are so good at collaboration. So we are always looking with ladies and to partner with, to collaborate with, because as we are growing our community, we help those ladies grow as well. So it's a two-way street. So, but yeah, we really looking for for the lady leaders who want to become part, or just become our members and come and check us out as well.
What other ways are you looking to collaborate?
So we launching a couple of programs where I would love collaboration, and a couple of additional programs. The university is one of them that I mentioned, or academy, rather, online academy. And then another one is we're launching the boxes, what's called. It's different types of them, and one type of them would be member products. So I'd love to collaborate with one will be women who want to step up into the leadership more, or want to gain that more visibility to her business as well. So in any zip code area nationally right now, would love to talk to her. And the second one is, and it could be several different ways, right? It could be through giveaways, could be through newsletter placement, or we can discuss, but any type of collaboration that helps each other, both of us, through some additional programs that we create. But definitely women business owners, I'd love to support women business owners. It doesn't matter if it's a service or product-based company. It doesn't matter industry, really. So, yeah.
Okay. So to help our listeners understand a little bit better, what were some of the personal challenges you had experienced that you felt you had the need to start an organization like this?
Yeah. So when I came here, I call it like starting from point zero, and moving into a new country, and because I had a very established life there in my country. I had an established career. I lived in a very big city, but I knew everybody. Everybody knew me. And so coming here and kind of having to start from point zero, getting used to everything from speaking with accent, helping my kids adjust, helping my family adjust, at the same time setting my career, going through MBA, all of those things. What I found was it's a transformational journey where my main goal was to stay authentic and true to myself. And in the midst of everything that's going on, not to lose that what makes me unique and makes me different. I was even thinking, I remember I was thinking maybe to go through accent courses and change my accent. So those kind of things, that you go through, and because you feel you need to belong, right? At the beginning, you feel it's different. But then after realizing, no, I am where I am, and all of that. And the other part of it is what I noticed, a lot of women come here and they kind of stick to their communities, which is great, keeping their cultures, speaking their language. But to me, I think there are so many opportunities that are given to us here, and to kind of, it's great to come and build a life here, but I feel that a lot of women kind of feel accomplished already just coming here and staying where they are, staying in their comfort zones. But I think if they get a little bit out of their comfort zones and finding that true calling, true passion, they can achieve so much more. And utilizing that double advantage where you can really, create and think and do things for two cultures, that's what's behind Women of the World Network. That's why I wanted to create that community.
That's so great. I'm so glad you didn't go through the steps of changing your accent. Your accent is amazing.
Thank you.
But it's true. I know that especially earlier, it's a lot more easier to acclimate now. But when people used to come earlier, they would change their names because it was so difficult for Americans to pronounce it or to blend in. They would change their names from their ethnic names to something more American. Sometimes it would sound something similar to their ethnic name, but sometimes it was like totally different and try a different accent, and it just doesn't match. It doesn't suit. So this is so wonderful that through Women of the World Network, women can maintain their ethnicity, their authenticity, be who they are, and still be able to be accepted and blended in their own way.
Yeah.
I think we sometimes forget that. Even those of us who've been here for a long time, we tend to forget that, and that's a good reminder and a good way of remembering, because like you said, we have a double advantage. Or we have the best of both worlds, and economically or politically, if anything happens, there is another place to go. And then to bring in the best parts of the American culture to your own country, and the best parts of your country to the American culture here. I mean, you're the conduit to it, so I think that's really powerful.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
The other thing, I was listening to a TEDx speaker. She's from Nigeria the other day, and I can't remember her name, and I can't even pronounce it. I'll butcher it. But she was saying the problem is of a single story, that especially depending on whichever country, they only show you one aspect, one story, one perception. And when you only see that, the dangers is that you expect them to be like that. So when she came to the US to study, her roommate was surprised, and her classmates were surprised that she spoke such wonderful English, not broken English, like really nice with a Nigerian accent. But they're like, where did you learn that? And so they only saw the poor aspect of Nigeria. So it's so important to share about yourself, about your country, and through stories as well. And you have one thing that we have in common is that we're both international bestsellers, and you have your own anthology coming out with Women of the World Network, sharing those various perspectives of stories.
Yes, exactly. And thank you for bringing that up, Seema. Yeah, it's scheduled to be launched at the beginning of next year, and majority stories are immigrant women stories, and that was a big reason for doing this anthology. For putting light into those stories, and they are just absolutely amazing. I'm excited about that, so thanks for bringing that up.
You very well, but you said it's launching at the beginning of 2021, and it's a compilation of women immigrants, their stories.
Majority stories are. There are some other stories as well in the book, but majority stories are those.
Wonderful, wonderful. That is going to be so amazing to read a different perspective and different stories. So besides the book, what is next that's coming up for Women of the World Network?
So we have those. So I'm excited about the Academy. So really those big three ones are Anthology, Academy, and we'll do a soft launch soon, but it will be probably a step-by-step gradual launch of the Academy. And then the boxes, the boxes I'm excited about as well, because through that, what I want to do is first and foremost, I want to support our members in the community. So I want to give more light to the ladies that promote their products, that sell their products. Some of them, they sell services, and they are amazing entrepreneurs. So I want to give light to that. But I also, with the other side of it, and the other boxes that we're going to have is promoting businesses, women businesses that do craft work, nationally here or internationally, handmade, beautiful pieces that I would love to promote as well. So if you know anyone, let me know as well. I always love to learn about those, meet those ladies who just produce beautiful pieces, handmade pieces, whether it's leather wallets or glass material, whatever it is.
Sure, sure. So what is one tip or one word of wisdom that you would like to leave our listeners with?
I think one thing, there's so many things, but I think the main one is probably staying, I want to say, trust you, who you are, trust that voice inside of you. We, especially women, I believe, have a very strong intuition and voice that we need to hear. And sometimes we can brush it off. Sometimes we feel it's not our voice. But I think if we trust it and hear it and follow it, that just can bring wonders. And at the same time, not succumb to the outside pressures, family pressures, society pressures, or whatever the world is trying to tell us or give us. Staying in your own that protected area, but no, because I learned that's the way to really find yourself and your true path and journey, and that's the way to go forward and help others. Mm-hmm.
Right. So what I'm getting is listen to that inner voice and follow your gut instincts.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wonderful. Elle, how can our listeners find you?
So I'm on Instagram. The Elle Ballard Women of the World Network is on Instagram as well. Just Women of the World Network, spelled out like that. And then, we do have a Facebook group and Facebook page as well for Women of the World Network. For those who are on LinkedIn, we do have a group there as well. Thank you again for this opportunity, Seema.
Thank you all. Thank you for joining us today. This is a tremendous value that you've provided to me and to our listeners. And until next time, this is Seema.
Thank you for joining us for this interview. I hope you've gained some insights and/or tips that you can implement right away. For more interviews like this, please visit us at seemagiri.com or visit our YouTube channel, Break Free to Brilliance with Seema Giri. Until next time, have a great day.